Hey, welcome back to my channel. I am Carter Walker. I love to talk about games, movies, comics, music, everything in between. And today I just want to review Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. The new Marvel movie just came out today. So let's talk about it. First off, the light and probably video quality isn't as good just because last week I tripped over my lamp that I have in the corner and broke it. So sorry, Mom. The light bulb fell out and the wires don't work anymore. So that's cool. But anyways, I have a cool small selfie ring that my work gave me. So thank you, Zingular, sponsoring this video. Just kidding, they're not. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. So yeah, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. It's directed by Ryan Coogler. He directed the first one, and Creed, and also Fruitvale Station. And it stars Letitia Wright, Angela Bassett, Tenoch Huerta. Sorry, I probably just butchered Tenoch Huerta's name. But a little bit of history about me and the Marvel movies. Obviously, I'm a big fan. There's the Daredevil poster and the Avengers Endgame poster, along with a bunch of other stuff. I'm a huge Marvel fan. I love Marvel. My phone's resting against a Civil War poster right now. The first movie I remember watching in theaters was Iron Man with my dad. So Marvel has a big part to play in my life. It's a big reason I wanted to become a filmmaker, why I want everything to do with film, why I love movies so much is just it has a really special place in my heart. The movies and the comics as well. I mean, obviously, I don't know if you can see it, but I love comic books as well. I collect a ton of comic books like Daredevil, Spider-Man, Batman, everything like that. Love the Marvel movies. One of my favorites is Civil War, which features Chadwick Boseman as Black Panther. I thought he did a great job, and obviously he's very missed in this movie. I was devastated when he died. It was terrible. It was super out of left field. I just feel so bad for everyone involved in this movie, just because not only were they super close to him, but also on a business standpoint, a less personal standpoint, they were just dealt the worst cards. Obviously, the death of Chadwick Boseman was awful, very tragic, very sudden, and I can't imagine what it must be like to be Ryan Coogler and Kevin Feige and everyone who's involved in the making of this movie to learn that the man who wrote the script around it has passed away, and that's just terrible. So I like the first Black Panther coming out of Civil War. I thought it was a really good movie. It was very well made. Obviously the story is pretty simple, but I think what really hammered it home was obviously Michael B. Jordan as Killmonger and the supporting cast around Chadwick Boseman and just the impact that it really had on pop culture and on the world. I thought it was awesome. I love Black Panther as a character in comic books or in TV and film. Sorry, my laptop just turned on for work. But obviously with the loss of Chadwick Boseman after Endgame, Infinity War, Black Panther, and Civil War, going into Black Panther 2, obviously a big change for the story, the character, how it's going to be portrayed. And right out of the gate, I thought they handled that very well. That's probably the biggest pro that this movie has going for it, is all the emotion, all the weight behind Chadwick Boseman and his passing. I think that it handled it in a very mature way, not only for Marvel, but also for franchise movies and for Hollywood in general. It handled it very respectfully, and also treated it like it was a real world thing. Obviously it happened in real life, but also treat it like these characters would have treated it. I thought that did the movie a ton of favors. I mean, going right into it, you have Shuri, King Rwanda, Nakia, and everyone close to T'Challa, who's still alive, dealing with his death, and dealing with how losing a king, a son, a brother, a lover, a warrior would deal with, how that would just kind of look on a nation. I thought they handled that really well. I really love that aspect of the movie. It's done very respectfully. I was surprised with how they do it in the opening of this movie. I'm not going to say anything more than that. I was surprised with the way they took of it, but I thought they handled it in a very mature manner. Even if you've seen one movie with Black Panther and you know the history of Chadwick Boseman and everything he's done for the MCU and everything he's done for Hollywood, and the impact that he had on tons of people, myself included. And the emotion behind this movie and the power is really what makes it special. It really sets it apart from a lot of the MCU. Especially the recent MCU movies. There have been a lot of comedies, like Thor: Love and Thunder. The last MCU movie was just a straight comedy. Doctor Strange had some comedy to it, so did Eternals and Spider-Man and Shang-Chi, but obviously stuff like She-Hulk has been very, very comedic. Miss Marvel is very lighthearted as well, and so kind of switching it up and going to something that's a lot more poignant, a lot more focused on the real world and like political stuff to do with Wakanda and focusing on consequences of actions and everything like that. I thought that was very interesting. And I think the story in this movie was actually pretty good. A lot of it in the beginning middle, kind of suffers a little bit, jumps around a ton. It's a very like globe-trotting movie at first, and that kind of threw me for a loop. It just kind of makes it hard for you to get adjusted to one place, get kind of connected to one character. But also on the flip side of that, I think they made it very easy because of T'Challa's death in the movie. And so it's easy to get connected to these characters and, you know, latch onto them because of how they're dealing with his passing. I thought Letitia Wright, Angela Bassett did an amazing job in this movie. Same with Danai Gurira. I might be totally mispronouncing that. Apologize. They all did incredible. Angela Bassett especially like really gave me the chills with her performance, which I was surprised. That sounds super corny, I know, and there's a line from the trailer where she's like, I'm the queen of the most powerful nation in the world and my family is gone. That scene is really powerful in the movie, and she just like knocks out of the park with her performance and how she is trying to deal with T'Challa's death, and also, you know, her husband has passed away and she's the leader of this nation that's being attacked. I thought the story really, from all fronts, did a great job for its characters. This is a very character-driven movie. At first, it kind of seems like it's plot-driven, but then it gets down to it, and it's very, very character-driven. There's a lot going on here. Which can also be a negative for some people. But I think it worked out in the movie's favor. I think it does a really great job of balancing all of the characters and their different arcs, especially Shuri and Queen Ramonda. Shuri's arc in this is really, really good. I wasn't super big on Shuri in the first Black Panther. I thought she was fun, but I mean, she just doesn't really have an arc in that movie. But she really, really knocks it out of the park in this movie. Her arc and how she comes to terms with the passing of T'Challa, her strife between her science mind and her cultural beliefs, I thought was very, very interesting, especially contrasted with how T'Challa was, where he was very set in his beliefs. He believed in like the Panther God's boss and Sekhmet. And when he like talks to Black Widow in Civil War, he makes that very clear. And then in the Ancestral Plane in Black Panther, he's very, very culturally set. And something that I was thinking about this whole movie is it's very technology driven. So the first Black Panther is really focused on a lot of the culture and the tradition in Wakanda, and the second Black Panther is really focused on the technology advancements and just how Shuri is dealing with everything in her science ways. I think that's a really amazing contrast between the two movies and the two characters that we follow, with T'Challa and Shuri. I thought that was a really excellent way of showing it, and just a way that I didn't expect. It didn't honestly hit me until I walked out of the theater, and I was kind of not disappointed, but I was looking forward to exploring more of Wakanda and more of their beliefs and their traditions. And they kind of explore that in an unconventional way through Shuri and how she's dealing with T'Challa's death. I thought her arc in the film was very, very well done. Especially when it comes to her interactions with Namor, who also probably is my favorite part of this movie. He really, really did a great job. Tenoch Huerta just knocks it out of the park 100%. He looks so good as Namor, and I love how they changed it to be more of an Aztec feel in like South America, and it deals with like the Spanish Inquisition, everything like that. It was so well done. I thought that was incredible. I was a little nervous because in the comics, Namor is not Aztec, he just lives in Atlantis. I thought they did an amazing job of changing it, and I think it also does a great job of bringing representation and shining light on a culture that not many people would think to change it to in the MCU. I think they did a great job doing that, and I love the changes that they made. I thought it was really well done. He is super intimidating as Namor. I mean, you always feel every time he's on screen, like something's going to happen. Every time him or his warriors are on screen, you know something's going to go down. They are just incredibly, incredibly cool in this movie. Very lethal, very deadly. And I love every time they show up. Ryan Coogler does this great job with the camera where he just like slows down. You can see the water pulsing in, or you see Namor like breaking someone's armor. I loved it. I loved it. His wings on his feet are so cool. You can see it in the trailer how he's like dashing, like jumping. I thought that looked so cool in the movie. Of course, a little bit of the CGI with Namor is kind of iffy. Same with a little bit of the underwater stuff, which, I mean, honestly, at this point with Marvel, you just kind of expect it. There's no flawless CGI with Marvel. My computer turned on again. But I think they did a really great job here, and it never like took me out of the movie. I thought the whole time it did a very good job of portraying him. All the characters are set up very well. I think maybe the weakest one would probably be Riri Williams or Ironheart. She doesn't really have like a motive in the movie until like the second half, and then she does a pretty good job with what she's been given. I'm interested in seeing more of everyone in this movie. I think everyone does a really good job. There's a lot of surprises with the story that I loved. And again, it's just very powerful with that emotion and that weight behind it. For the mixed aspects of the film, I really would just say maybe a bit of the pacing kind of threw me off a little bit, and the editing. It kind of took me out of the movie a little bit. And honestly, I wish it was a little bit better paced and better edited. There's a few times, especially in the first like hour, where it just is jumping around a lot. I think that's maybe where the most change in the story came from, because Ryan Coogler had the script written and he was, ready to give it to Chadwick Boseman before he passed away. They rewrote it and it's released now. I mean, 2 years after Chadwick passed away, and they had a bunch of delays on set with Letitia Wright and everything. I'm sure it was just a nightmare. So just the fact that this movie is coming out today is just a miracle. The fact that they made it, it looks this good, it's this well done, it's this powerful. Keeping with the mixed editing, pacing, a few of the characters aren't really as fleshed out as you think they should be. For example, Everett Ross is in this movie, played by Martin Freeman, along with another character that I had no idea would be in this movie. That really surprised me. But I thought the storyline that he had was just set up for political intrigue. It wasn't going anywhere super crazy. Maybe I missed it. I really haven't slept a lot lately. I'm just playing Modern Warfare 2 and studying for college, so I most likely missed something, but I think that his storyline could have been boosted a little bit better, could have been woven into the plot more. And again, some of the globe-trotting stuff in the first act especially just is so like sudden of a change that it just threw me off. Going into the negative, I honestly can't think of a big negative for this movie. I mean, all of it worked out pretty well. There's maybe a few lines here and there that just don't work for me. But of course, that's expected to be had in a Marvel movie, even though I love them. Some of the lines are just not right. But overall, I think it was a really great movie. Just a heads up though, it is a lot less action-packed than you would think. It's a lot more character-driven. It's a lot more studious of its characters, of its plot points, and how they would react to how Wakanda would react to a war with Namor and his people. I thought that was really, really interesting. A big change from what I was expecting. So I was kind of thrown off in the theater for a while. I was like, wow, this is not what I expected whatsoever. However, I do think it is a very, very good change for the movie. I really enjoy everything they did with it. So in closing, I really love this movie. It's up there with the first Black Panther, maybe even better. I have a few issues with the story and of course like the CGI with the first Black Panther, but I think Namor, great villain. He does an incredible job, and his fight with the Black Panther in the end, I'm not going to say who it is, but I thought it was incredible. The fight scenes and the action in this movie are amazing, but almost even better is the emotion behind it and how every actor just brings their A game. The emotion is really felt, the power is there. It's a very heavy Marvel movie, a very heavy movie, but I can't wait to see it again. Overall, I'd give it probably an 8.5, 9 out of 10. I loved it. I cannot wait to see it again. The more I think about it, the more I really do enjoy it. My overall score, it will most definitely change. They always do for Marvel movies. I'm just super hyped up afterwards. But I really did like this movie, and I'm very happy that we're able to see it. So yeah, that's pretty much all I got for you guys today. If you're interested in more content from me, I have a lot of other reviews on this channel. I have a ranking. I'm planning on doing a ranking of every movie I watched in October. That, at this point, will probably come out in December. So who knows when it will come out. But yeah, if you guys are interested in more content, just feel free to subscribe, like the video. Let me know if I should do anything else. But take care and have a wonderful rest of your day.